You have a lead. Now what do you do? And it still surprises me how many agents are never actually taught what to do once they have a lead, because as we know, follow-up is not optional. Now, in this episode, I'm going to share 3 essential shifts you need to make right now to keep your pipeline full and that income steady. And here's the best news. I'm sharing the exact strategies I use to build a database that has consistently brought me in 7 figures. Are you ready? Let's go. Are you tired of feeling like you're doing all the things as a real estate agent but still not seeing consistent results? Well, that ends right now. Welcome to the Profitable Real Estate Agent, the show for agents who are ready to stop winging it and start building a profitable and sustainable business. This season, we're going to cut through the noise and focus on exactly what it takes to make $100K as a real estate agent, without the guesswork, without the overwhelm, and without wasting time on things that don't move the needle in your business. I'm pulling back the curtain on the exact framework that took me from my first 100K to 500K to building a 7-figure business. So if you haven't hit 100K yet, or you struggle with inconsistency, don't worry, I've got you covered. It's time to take action. Let's get to work. Now, before we dig into the 3 shifts all centered around follow-up, I want to say this first. If follow-up has been something you've struggled with, or maybe something you didn't even realize was this important, there is no reason to beat yourself up over that. Because if no one ever taught you what to do or how to do it, then of course it's felt unclear to you. But what I do want you to do today is take what I share and turn it into action in your business. So let's jump in right into the first shift, because this is going to set the tone for everything else. Shift number 1, I want you to reframe how you view follow-up. Because follow-up is not about being pushy or trying to sell them. It's about serving them. Because when someone shares their information with you, they're saying, yes, please help me. They're opening that door. But it is your job to keep that door open. Because follow-up is how you build trust. It's how you stay top of mind. It also shows the client that, hey, I'm not interested in just a transaction or making money off of you. I'm interested in building a relationship, investing time in you. Now, I know it is so easy for our brains to go to start second guessing ourselves. You're feeling, well, how often do I follow up? If I follow up too much, is it going to feel annoying to them? Or maybe you're worried that you're going to come across as desperate. And maybe you've even thought, hey, if they're really interested, they'll just call me. But here's the truth. People get busy. They're busy building and living their own lives. They're not focused on you. And oftentimes they do want your help, but they need someone to keep showing up for them. So I want you to look at follow-up as actually part of the client experience. Now, before you follow up again, I want you to ask yourself this critical question. What does this person need from me right now so they can feel supported in their home buying or home selling journey? Because that one question could completely shift your energy. Now, shift number 2, you've got to have a follow-up process, because follow-up is not something, in quotations, when you have time. This is one of the core 5 fundamentals, and it needs to be reflected on your calendar every single day. And I find so many agents don't follow up consistently, and it's not because they're lazy, it's because they're not following a system. So let's talk about what this should look like. Step number 1, you've got to have a place where all your leads live. Somewhere where you can track conversations, set reminders, and stay organized. We've got to get it out of your head. This is not where your leads should live. So this might be a CRM system. Check with your broker and see if they have one that you can plug into. Or look, don't overcomplicate this. This could be as simple as a Google or Excel spreadsheet. But use something. They should not be on a sticky note or the back of the receipt or underneath your car, okay? Underneath your car seat. This is not where they should be living. So step 2, we've got to set up your system, and here's what it needs to include. It's got to have a follow-up date, and this keeps people from falling through the cracks. I never want you to finish a call without knowing when your next touch point is. Number 2, keep your notes in one place. They don't need to be long, just key details from the conversation. So when you call them and follow up, You can literally say, hey, I know Susie was, graduating from, going into middle school. How is she transitioning into middle school? Is she doing okay? Ask questions about their personal life so they know exactly that you're paying attention and that you're taking notes. So you're not repeating what you're saying before. This is really, really important. And this has been a key piece to my success. Then I want you to tag and categorize your leads. Are they a buyer? Are they a seller? Are they an investor? Where are they at in the process? Would you consider them hot, meaning like they're ready to do business in the next 3 months? Maybe they're more of a warm, or maybe they're more of a cold, like, hey, I want to do something in 18 months and beyond. So make sure you're categorizing them. And this allows you to see at a glance who is in your pipeline and who needs attention today, next month, or in a few months from now. It doesn't have to be fancy. Look, we're not looking for perfection here, but it does need to be intentional because follow-up is how you're going to build that steady and profitable real estate business. Hey, a real quick pause before we go deeper. If you're listening right now and thinking, I want a clear plan to finally reach 100K, then check out my signature program. It's my step-by-step framework for real estate agents who are ready to stop winging it and start building real results. Inside, you're going to learn the exact fundamentals to build the foundation to hitting 100K. We're going to cover everything from mastering your buyer and seller consultations to building your database and delivering a 5-star client experience and everything in between. You're going to get access to my scripts, templates, and checklists. Plus, we're going to have coaching, accountability, and support so you never feel alone. Click on the link in the show notes now to join the roadmap to 100K. All right, let's take you back to the episode. Now, here's step 3 in your follow-up system. You've got to follow up daily. We've got to make sure we're carving out about 30 minutes every single day for that follow-up because this is where your consistency gets built. I want you to think, remember, lead generation is bringing the people in. Following up is going to move them forward in your pipeline. Because if you're doing one without the other, if you're lead generating and bringing people in but never following up, you are leaving money on the table. And here's the best part. Once you have this system in place, you no longer have to rely on your memory. You just follow the plan because the only system that works is one you're going to use. Shift number 3, be consistent. Follow-up is a long-term game. And this is where I find so many agents drop the ball. They get some leads in, they follow once or twice, and then they stop. But the reality is most conversions happen somewhere between the 5th and 12th follow-up. And I would say 12th follow-up, maybe even sometimes longer. And you're probably telling yourself, well, they're not responding, they're not interested, and then you give up way too soon. And I want to share this example. I was at NAR one time and I was watching a speaker on stage, very well-known agent, big producer. And she was sharing a story about following up. And she was saying, there was a client she met at an open house. They were on her follow-up plan, kept following up. This went on for years, not one call back from the client. After a few years, her phone rang. And it was the person that she met at the open house years before that she had kept following up. That one client, she said, netted her over 100K in commissions because they ended up saying to her, you were the only one that followed up with us consistently. And we wanted to give you the opportunity to serve us. And again, that wasn't just them buying and selling. It was them referring their friends, their family, their coworkers, 100K. So I ask you, is follow-up worth it? Even if the results are not immediate for you. Because if you want consistent results, if you want money in your bank account, you've got to commit to consistent follow-up. Now, before we wrap up, I want to leave you with a quick bonus because I hear this all the time from agents that I coach. Vanessa, I know follow-up matters. I hear what you're saying, but I get stuck on what to say. And so many of us default to, hey, just checking in, and I'm guilty of this too. I've changed my phrasing, but let's be honest, we're not just checking in. And I don't want you to overthink it, but I want you to focus on going back to that question that I had asked earlier. What is helpful and relevant to this person that I'm talking to right now? So here's some examples. Hi, Susie, I saw this property and I thought of you. What do you think about it? Okay. Here's another one. Did you know that rates dropped? I think we should revisit and rerun those numbers and see if it now makes sense for you to buy. I know timing is so important to you, and I wanted to keep you in the loop on what's happening in this neighborhood. Insert a market update. Tell them what's happening. Tell them you're seeing more price reductions or homes going faster off the market, and they might want to take into consideration maybe moving their timeline up. This is the follow-up that actually adds value. And this is what makes your follow-up client focused, and it won't feel so salesy for you. So here's what I want you to remember, just a quick snapshot of what we talked about. Follow-up is foundational. This is how you build trust, stay top of mind, and create those long-term clients and consistent income. Because the follow-up is what turns your pipeline not only to a 6-figure business, but like I've done, a 7-figure business on repeat. So go take action today. Send me a DM, follow me on IG. Let me know what spoke to you today. I would love to hear from you. Bye for now.
Success as a real estate agent comes down to a decision to show up, take action, and stay committed. So don't just listen. Apply what you learned today and put it into motion. If you need help getting started, I want you to grab my free 60 lead gen strategy guide so you can start finding the right lead gen strategies that'll work for you. And if you're a motivated, ambitious agent who's ready to hit 6 figures, join my Roadmap to 100K program. You'll find both links in the show notes. If you found this episode valuable, please share it with a fellow agent and leave me a 5-star rating and review, as it helps more agents just like you find the show. Thank you so much for being here. I'll see you next time on The Profitable Real Estate Agent.